How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We have some Packers roster news that just came out, signing Corey Ballentine from the practice squad to the 53-man roster, and also adding another cornerback to the practice squad. So I quickly want to go over that news on both of the cornerback moves, whereas the Packers cornerback room right now really banged up. We saw Eric Stokes injure his hamstring on his return. Jaire Alexander still inactive from last game, so they're going into this Minnesota game with a lot of question marks at that cornerback room. So signing Ballentine to the active roster and also signing another cornerback to the practice squad makes sense. Also, guys, I am starting another giveaway. Thank you to Pristine Auction to round out this month. So this giveaway is only going to go on for 6 days, but it is an awesome one in a signed Christian Watson home Packers jersey. Thank you to Pristine Auction. Pristine Auction, an awesome sports memorabilia auction website. The way to enter in this giveaway is head to pristineauction.com, register on their website using my registration code BAS at pristineauction.com. And while you're over there, not only will registering enter you in this giveaway, it'll also give you a free $10 site credit. And if you look at the items they have to offer over there, if you search up Packers, they have so many different Packers items, as we see here, a lot of them with no reserve. So we see a lot of these items ending in 10 hours, such as an Aaron Jones signed Packers photo where he's waving goodbye to the Cowboys defender. That's only at $16 right now. A Dave Robinson signed jersey at $2. Another Aaron Jones signed photo, $18.90. There's so many signed photos, jerseys, footballs, plenty of different things. Helmets, as we see here, Jordy Nelson helmet, Christian Watson helmet. So many different awesome Packers items, and not only Packers, all different sports, even music and everything of that sort over at Pristine Auction. So head to the website, register, enter in this giveaway and all future giveaways, as well as get a free $10 site credit and check out all the awesome items they have to offer there. Firstly, wanted to go over the signing of Corey Ballentine to the active roster. This one makes a lot of sense. He was called up in 2 games so far this season, in Week 3 versus New Orleans and Week 4 versus Detroit. And I thought in both games, where he saw 30 snaps against the Saints and 50 snaps against the Lions, I thought he played actually really well in both appearances. If we bring up his PFF stats here, we see in that Week 3 matchup, he did have a 60.0 grade. I thought he played better than that. That was when Carrington Valentine was slated to start because Jaire was out. He got hurt right away, so then Ballentine came in. I thought he played good considering the situation. A practice squad call-up, not supposed to play, gets thrown right into the game. Then we see Week 4, how he came back in and played even more snaps, had a 70.1 grade here. And if we look at his coverage stats for both games, against the Saints, he allowed 4 receptions on 6 targets for 50 yards. A lot of those was against Chris Olave. So again, given the circumstance, I thought Corey Ballentine played pretty well. He had a pass breakup in that game as well. And then Week 4, he actually didn't allow a single reception or target in all 50 snaps, which is definitely impressive. We saw last week Carrington Valentine filling in for Jaire Alexander on the outside, got targeted early and often, and got beat often, especially by Cortland Sutton. And not having Jaire out there definitely hurt this team. This Packers cornerback room is super thin right now. Who knows if Eric Stokes will be ready to go against the Vikings, re-aggravating that hamstring injury that he kind of had coming off the PUP, and that wasn't even why he was on the PUP. Eric Stokes just continues to have injury issues here. Jaire Alexander with a back injury that's kind of flared back up, out against the Broncos when we kind of all expected him to be healthy after the bye week. Who knows if he'll be ready versus Minnesota. So adding Corey Ballentine to the 53-man roster definitely makes sense. Now, the Packers still have to make a corresponding move. Maybe that will be putting Darnell Savage on IR. His injury is expected to be a couple-week injury, re-aggravating that calf. So I'm thinking that Darnell Savage will be placed on IR as a corresponding move, and then that will then in turn give Anthony Johnson Jr. more snaps. I think he should be getting more snaps. I think he got 4 snaps against the Broncos. I feel like just throwing him in there over someone like John Owens is just a better move. But overall, this defensive backfield, very, very banged up. Now, luckily, heading into this week, Justin Jefferson is still on IR and won't be playing in this game. So at least if the Packers are light on cornerback, it's not going to be against a Justin Jefferson Vikings offense. Now, Kirk Cousins does lead the NFL in 300-yard passing games, so their passing offense is still good without Justin Jefferson, and these cornerbacks are going to have to be on their A game, whoever those cornerbacks are next week. As for the new signing for the Green Bay Packers, signing cornerback Zion Gilbert to their practice squad. Gilbert actually worked out for the Green Bay Packers last week and was said to have an excellent workout, but they didn't end up signing him because they activated Eric Stokes. And now with Eric Stokes hurt and bringing Corey Ballentine up from the practice squad, now they have another spot. signing him. Gilbert was an undrafted free agent last year to the New York Giants from Florida Atlantic, and he actually has the record at Florida Atlantic for all-time leader in games played with 57, where he tallied 5 interceptions and 31 passes defended. So a ton of experience there at Florida Atlantic. Bringing up his PFF profile, we see here he's a 6'1", 182-pound cornerback, and we see he played in 3 games last year for the New York Giants and actually got a nice grade in all of those games. Now, the 2 good grades, he only had 8 snaps in week 14 and 9 snaps in week 17, where he had his most snaps, 56 total snaps. He did have a 60.3 grade, and if we scroll over here to targets allowed or receptions allowed, he allowed 6 receptions that game on 7 targets for 71 yards and 148.5 passer rating. So that game where he played the most, definitely not a good one. But the 2 other games in the limited snaps, he only allowed 1 reception for 7 yards there. And if we look at his cornerback alignment from last year, he played 51 of those snaps in the slot and 10 on the outside. So Zion Gilbert, a slot cornerback. Now, he has just added to the practice squad, but the Packers could definitely call him up heading into this game to have another body in that room and more depth in the slot where Keyshawn Nixon has been struggling. Gilbert is an athletic cornerback. Bringing up his RAS, we see here he had an RAS coming out of college of 8.69. We know how the Packers love their athletic players. 6'2", 193 pounds. Elite explosion grade with a 40-inch vertical and an 11'6" broad jump. Absolutely insane explosion grade there. And a pretty great speed grade as well. 4.49 40, but even better in the 20 and 10-yard splits. So we'll see how this cornerback room shapes out going into this Minnesota Vikings Week 8 game. If Jair Alexander will be able to return, the longevity of Eric Stokes' injury. It's not said to be a long-term one, but obviously we know all the issues with hamstrings and how they can linger around. We've seen that, front and center with Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, and a couple other players. But that about does it for the roster update today. Packers signing Corey Ballentine to the 53-man roster and signing Zion Gilbert to the practice squad. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.